Jim Harbaugh leaves, and he's taken with him 5 other coaches. Rico, ESPN put out their way too early college football top 25. Michigan did not come in 1 or 2 as the reigning champ. They didn't come in the top 4, 8, or even in the top 12, which would put you in the college football playoff. They have Michigan way too early, preseason, number 13. 18 players from the team are going to the combine. We're talking about the best running back, quarterback in school history. We're talking about 6 offensive linemen, couple receivers, and then multiple players from every level of the defense. No one's really talking about it. And I wonder if people even care. Like when you win the national title, do Michigan football fans care if they miss the playoff next year?
Honeymoon period.
Right. That's what I'm asking, because I don't think people have really panicked at all. The program's going to go through a transition here. It's a new coach, new players.
The Clink scale was the latest to leave over the weekend.
I wonder if you even care. Like if winning a national title buys you this next season at least, where you just go, we'll see what Sharon does, no pressure.
So it's next year just a freebie.
Yeah,
Whatever happens.
I mean, you tell me.
Because to me,
Michigan fans, not you, Rico. I mean,
no, because I would say if you're Michigan, you can't go to a regular bowl game.
What do you mean?
Regular bowl game is now beneath you. You don't go backwards. It's like the Lions. You've won a division. You've had a taste of playoff victories. Squeaking in and barely making the wild card, like that's a step back. Like for Michigan, going to an 8-4 Duke's Mayo Bowl, that's not for you anymore. If you're not in the 12-team playoff, what are we doing? 3 straight years in the playoffs. Well, of 4 teams.
Yeah.
Where it was more difficult. A national title. Yeah, I don't think you could take a step backwards. But looking at everything that's going on.
Don't you kind of expect a step backwards? I mean, just to be fair.
I don't think your quarterback's on the team right now.
You don't like Alex Orji?
No. This team is going through a lot. But for some Michigan fans, maybe they're not paying attention.
I don't think they are.
They don't care.
Life is bliss. National champs.
Wearing your hat.
Wake me up when the season starts.
Bet.
By the way, I'm not judging you either way based on your answer. I'm just curious where Michigan fans are at with this. Like, you may have said, I've waited damn near 30 years to see my team, 25 years to see my team win a national championship. They did. I'm okay if we take a step back this fall. But I feel like no discussion has been had at all. And it is a lot of attrition. Rico, it's Clink Scale, who you brought up. It's the D-line coach, Elston or Elston. Their strength coach, Ben Herbert. Jim Harbaugh and Jay Harbaugh are both gone as well. It's 6 coaches in total, 5 plus your head coach. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Minter too. That's another one. That's a lot. Now, Will Johnson will be back, and Mason Graham should be back on defense, but they lose dudes from the D-line, the linebacking room, and the secondary. No Mikey Sainer still. Some key players. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe you're okay. Hey, 8 or 9 wins. We'll see what happens with Sharon. But this has them 4th in the Big Ten behind Ohio State, Oregon, who is a Big Ten school now, and Penn State. This has them 4th in their conference after winning 3 straight Big Ten titles.
Yeah, because there's no divisions. It's just the top team. So
is this acceptable?
Michigan fans, how many wins do you see this year? 248-539-9797, because I don't see where your standard that you've set for the last few years, where you ran the Big Ten, you're in the back seat now. You're at the little kids' table, because I don't know so much about this team. I'll leave it to David. You're a Michigan fan. Anything bothers you, or is your fan base still hungover, just waking up, walking down the stairs, looking at the living room and the kitchen is trashed and saying, oh, my God, you know what? Not bothering with this right now.
Yeah, most of the fan base is like that, where Christmas gifts are still all over the floor and everyone's just in celebration mode. We got a national title. But I'm concerned. I'm concerned not only for the coaches that are leaving, but today's news of, and I don't know if he's good or not, but today's news of a 4-star leaving because of the coaches not being there.
Wait, another one?
That's the problem. Yeah, some Jaden.
Oh, that happened over the weekend.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But that is concerning to me because the reason isn't because, I don't want to play for Michigan because it's Michigan. I don't want to play there because the coaches that were supposed to be there are all gone. Those are the recruiters. That worries me about what this season will look like. And I'm just going to say this. And I know everyone says, Orgy's going to be the quarterback. Is he? I don't know who's going to be the quarterback right now. So I can't tell you how many wins we get.
You had Doug Karsh. He's sitting up saying he wants Arch Manning.
And that's it. I don't think the quarterback, and you said it, many have said it, I don't think the quarterback that's starting week 1 is on the roster right now.
No.
So right now, I can't be confident in what I have because I don't know what I have.
And here's the thing. In college football, much like the pros, you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a team. You got a good quarterback. A good quarterback can win you 3 to 4 games just off of his arms or his legs if he's mobile.
Yeah, I think, too, the big thing is the offensive line was so much of Michigan's identity, and you can reload and you can continue to develop, and the O-line coach is now the head coach. But when you put 6 bodies into the combine off of this team, if you were breaking in a new quarterback but you had your offensive line and you were going to run the ball and it was going to be kind of the same offense, you say, you know what, we can get by. We can probably still get to 10 wins and see what happens if your O-line's good. But if there's a drop-off on the offensive line, if your quarterback doesn't have experience, you're probably going to lose a game that you don't want to lose, a game that you didn't think you could lose. You may end up with I don't even know if there's a disappointing season, though, because of the high of last year. Do you almost buy yourself a freebie season?
Does this season even matter?
Right. I ask. I don't know. I think when we get to the fall and you got the games on the schedule like Texas and USC, those games are going to matter and you're going to care if your team loses. But I wonder in the offseason if you even care that the attrition and your roster is what it is.
Because I don't think they're paying attention.
Maybe.
To everything that's been going on around their school. I don't. 248-539-9797. Michigan fans, have you been paying attention? Are you concerned about your football team this fall? Because a lot has happened, a lot has changed, and you may not recognize it. Fresh off of your national title, I don't know if you're making a 12-team playoff. I don't know if you have the quarterback right now.
And that's what made it so interesting that, again, way too early. Top 25 has them 13th in a year where there's a 12-team playoff.
And here's the
just
thing.
Outside the playoff.
And if by some chance your opponents smell blood in the water, they're going to bludgeon you because of everything that's happened in the past and all the stuff and the allegations.
But I'd expect nothing less. I mean, that's sports. That's rivalry.
No, because sometimes there's like teams. I'm not trying to rub it in. Case in point. Ohio State for the last 4 years could have destroyed MSU. And every time at halftime, they just kind of say, all right, enough.
Call off the dogs.
We're not trying to embarrass you. We've covered. We're going to go ahead and sit our starters. We're going to put in the backups and the third string players. I don't think that's happening if it's Michigan.
Well, I don't think Michigan's going to be they're going to take a step back. I don't think they're going to be bad enough where teams can.
I said if they smell blood in the water.
Okay. I don't think we're staring down 50-point losses for Michigan this upcoming season.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying if for some reason things go south, your opponents are going to feast on you.
I think all's fair then. I mean, Michigan enjoyed being the victor, enjoyed taking advantage of teams when they were better. It comes around, goes around. If Michigan does have a down year, I'd expect nothing less, but the rivals to take theirs back.
I don't want any aggrieved fans. Oh, that's not sportsmanlike. No. You don't get to do that. You called a timeout to score an extra touchdown at MSU. Okay? Mm-hmm. You don't get to do that. You don't get to act like, why did you? No. Remember how you celebrated.
See, but here's what the thing is. I just want fans to be fair. Okay, so say you don't care. And then in 3 years, if it was been a struggle for Sharon Moore, I don't want you going back then saying, well, see, right after Harbaugh left, that first year, the first year didn't matter. So just be fair. If you say it doesn't matter, then give them time.
Are you asking fans to be fair? Why don't you just ask Roberto what size his wife wears? Okay? You'll probably get a better answer there.
Right. Phil, kick us off. You're on 97.1.
Hey, thanks for calling or taking my call, you guys.
Yeah.
So my take is I have actually been feeling the way you guys are talking about since the moment Harbaugh quit. And I feel like this is Harbaugh's final slap in the face to us Michigan fans is just like that he just depleted us. And, like, we didn't even get to enjoy that national championship it was only 2 weeks, and then everything was just ripped apart. So it's like Harbaugh's like, here, I got you guys this national championship. Bye. So it's like we got to look at the cake, have like a bite of it, and then it was gone. So I am a little, I'm nervous I feel like Sharon Moore is kind of being set up for failure too, and I'm really rooting for him to win. Like that guy, that's our coach. I actually might like him more than Harbaugh already, but Sharon Moore is going to have the hardest schedule probably than any that Harbaugh ever had, as far as we got to play, like you said, Washington, Oregon, Texas. I mean,
USC.
Yeah, exactly. So did Harbaugh have to go through that? And I don't know.
Well, Phil,
that's how I feel.
a couple things. A couple things. I mean, you shouldn't let Harbaugh leaving stop you from celebrating your national championship. I don't.
Sure.
I don't think Michigan fans should stop celebrating a national title because Harbaugh left. And he took assistant coaches. That's what all coaches do when they leave. I mean, maybe it feels like a slap in the face. I think that's just business. I think that's what happens when coaches leave. They take their guys with them.
Yeah, but see, I can understand what Phil is saying. Hold on, Phil, real quick. But this was your school, your alma mater. You feel like,
and he delivered for him,
right? But I'm going to make sure I leave you guys not just in good hands, but I'm not going to touch the coaching. Maybe I'll take the DC. I think we all saw that coming.
Right, NFL route.
But yeah, he's just like, yep, you and you and you. Everybody get in the car. Sharon, good luck. He looks like Will Smith at the end of Fresh Prince.
You're making him out to be a villain. He did what any coach would do. He delivered for his school. They won 3 straight Big Ten titles and a national title.
Not any coach is leaving their school with multiple NCAA investigations going towards them on top of doing, I agree. Like he's the one that brought those guys in, so of course he can take them with them. And
right.
They're all trying to do what's best for their career. I absolutely respect that. But it's just like, man, one thing after another, and it's just there is this looming potential, consequences for those investigations. So it's just like, and like you said, JJ is gone, Mikey's gone,
Corum's gone. Yeah,
so
Phil, I appreciate the phone call because I do want the state of the fan base, and you are paying attention. You are focused on the roster churn and the coaching churn and what's ahead for Michigan football. If you miss the playoff next year, you cool with that? Is this kind of a honeymoon period? Where are you at? 97.1.